News.
Welcome to the show. I'm Michael Lanos. A tragic turn in the case of missing 2-year-old Skylar Newton. Tyler vanished 10 days ago from an Arizona campground wearing only a diaper. Now, after an exhaustive search through a nearby landfill with bloodhounds and underwater cameras, cops say it is now a criminal investigation.
Based upon the case as of today, the sheriff's office believes that Skylar did not wander from the campground, and he is presumably dead. The search effort is now in a recovery mode, and the investigation has become criminal in nature.
You can hear the emotions there. Now, Skylar's custodial mom, who's hopefully going to adopt him, says she last saw him sleeping inside the tent they had shared. When she woke up in the middle of the night, he was not there. And today we're also learning a second boy, same county's missing as well. We'll take your calls, comments, questions. 1-877-TEL-HLN is the number. Joining us to talk about it, we welcome back Lynn Lemaster, editor of the PrescottEnews.com. Also with us, investigative journalist Michelle Sagona. Criminal profiler Pat Brown joining us, as is HLN law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks. All right, Lynn, basically they're saying Skylar is dead. He was taken. What makes them so sure? Are you getting any specifics?
They're not giving any specifics, and when they were asked, is it possible he was taken and is still alive, they were not able to say definitively no. So they, I suppose that's a slim possibility, but their presumption is that he's dead. Okay,
Lynn, where are they? It's now, I'm guessing, more recovery. Where are they looking? Where have they looked?
Oh, they looked within an 8-mile radius, pretty much. They covered, I believe, 41 linear miles along roadways also, and 8.5 square miles they did shoulder to shoulder, pretty much, just grid searching.
Gotcha. Michelle, any reaction from the family?
The family...
Well, at this particular... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Michelle.
No. Go ahead. The family has spoken out. The family has spoken out, some family members. Yvonne specifically, everyone at this particular point just really wants to find this child. And, just continuing on about this particular search efforts, what's interesting is that not only when I spoke with investigators, but also in watching the press conferences and listening to them, they put bloodhounds in the area. And the bloodhounds constantly came back to that campsite area. They didn't want to leave that particular area. And also investigators had said that the reason why they feel that he may not be alive is because, based on reports and based on some past cases where children around the same age have gone missing, they survived out in the open about 96 hours. That, in conjunction with other interviews that they have done with people that were there, and also polygraphs given, based on the information that they're not going to be able to give out at this time, they do believe that this is a criminal investigation.
All right, Mike Brooks, from what you're seeing, what Michelle's reporting, talking about the bloodhounds going back to the campsite, is there any way this little guy's still alive?
Most likely not, Mike. Those bloodhounds, that would say to me, when they just have the scent just there at that campground, and it doesn't go outside of the campground, that means that someone most likely took him away from there, most likely in a vehicle. Now, there were 24 other people there in that campground, in that campsite area, Mike. They last saw the little boy around 9 o'clock. She said, the custodial mother, Christina, says that she put the little boy in a tent. There's some inconsistencies in some of her statements, maybe just because she was under a lot of duress. But last saw him about 12:30, went back at 1:45. He was gone. 1:45 in the morning, he was gone.
Okay, you mentioned
and you also have to keep in mind he was very verbal as well. So he was talking up until about 9 p.m. that evening.
Okay, and you mentioned the moms here. We've got a custodial mom who wanted to adopt him. You got a biological mom. Both of them talking. Both of them believe he was abducted. Let's listen.
Don't know what to think anymore. It hurts so bad. The other night I cried for a good 2 hours just wanting him back.
I want to go out there and search really bad, but I'm going to pass out as many flyers as possible and do the best I can. I think somebody took him. I really do think that. I hope he's found alive. That's my best hope right there.
Bringing up criminal profiler Pat Brown. Pat, what are you seeing here? Are you seeing a random abduction or something else?
Well,
Well, I'm seeing something else, Mike, but mostly because of what the sheriff is saying. First of all, it is kind of odd that the child would disappear out of a tent with adults right in the tent with nobody noticing anything. But the other thing that's really unusual is that the sheriff's department has said it's a criminal investigation and he's presumably dead. I have not heard anybody ever say that in a child abduction case where you think, you know, they're always going to keep hope alive for months on end, thinking that baby is with somebody, maybe hidden in their house, maybe some woman stole it because she wanted a child, maybe some sex predator has him, but he's going to keep him and keep him alive. I mean, we all know sex predators usually kill children within the hour, but nobody ever goes there. We want to believe he's alive. For them to say he's presumably dead leads me back to the fact that they are looking at what happened right at the campground and right at the custodial family.
Right, let's get a call.
The sheriff went so far to say that this was a recovery effort now, not a search, a recovery.
Exactly. Let's get a call before break.
Right.
Crystal's with us, Iowa. Crystal, your comment or question?
Yeah, my comment is, who would leave a 2-year-old alone in a tent, like by themselves? That seems kind of irresponsible to go out camping with like a 2-year-old.
Well, you know, that was one of the first reports that this little guy was with some other kids, but as we come to find out, we believe that he was in the same tent as the custodial mom and also a 12-year-old little girl. Lynn, is that correct?
Yes, and also the custodial mom's mother.
Okay.
But something that Dwight Devlin reminded me of yesterday at the press conference was that the custodial mom, the biological mom is still the legal mom. And she still has, you know, legal authority and responsibility for this child. They cannot find any papers on this adoption at all. Okay, we're going to talk about that, how that, the possible adoption arrangement, how that figures into an investigation like this. We'll take your calls. 1-877-TEL-HLN is the number.